Hey Taurus, I need to share something with you today because the energy coming through is absolutely intense. I just pulled cards for you, and honestly, what I'm seeing here is making so much sense. If you've been feeling like someone in your life has been draining your energy, causing chaos, or just making you feel spiritually exhausted for way too long, this message is for you. The universe is literally stepping in right now to remove this person from your energy field, and I'm going to walk you through exactly what's happening. Before we dive in, I just want to say that if this resonates with you, drop a comment below. I love hearing from you guys and knowing that these messages are landing where they need to. Alright, let's get into these cards because they have so much to tell you. The first card I pulled for you is the Knight of Swords, and Taurus. This is showing me that there's been someone in your life who came in fast. This person didn't ease into your world gently. They stormed in with all this intensity, all these words, all these promises maybe, or maybe all these criticisms. The Knight of Swords energy is sharp, it's quick, and it can be really cutting. This card is telling me that this person communicated in a way that felt aggressive or pushy. Maybe they always had to be right. Maybe they were always stirring up drama or creating arguments out of nothing. What I'm really picking up on here is that this person used their words as weapons. They might have said things that hurt you deeply, things that stuck with you long after the conversation ended. The Knight of Swords can represent someone who is all action and no heart. Someone who doesn't stop to consider how their words or their energy affects the people around them. For you, Taurus, this has been exhausting because you value peace and stability. You're an earth sign. You need grounding, you need calm, and this person has been the complete opposite of that. I'm also seeing that this person may have been very opinionated, very forceful with their beliefs or their way of seeing things. They might have tried to push you into doing things their way, thinking their way, being who they wanted you to be instead of honoring who you actually are. And because you're Taurus, you probably tried to keep the peace for a long time. You probably tried to make it work, tried to understand them, tried to give them the benefit of the doubt. But the Knight of Swords energy doesn't meet you halfway. It just keeps charging forward, and it's left you feeling depleted. The spiritual stress this has caused you is real. I'm talking about the kind of stress that shows up in your body, in your sleep, in your ability to focus or feel joy. This person's energy has been like static interference in your spiritual frequency. Every time you try to raise your vibration, every time you try to connect with your higher self or find your peace, their energy pulls you back down. And the universe has been watching this. The universe has been seeing how much you've been carrying, how much you've been tolerating. And it's saying enough is enough. Now let me pull the next card, because this is where things start to shift. I'm getting the Tower. And okay, I know the Tower can sound scary. But in this context, Taurus, this is actually good news. The Tower represents sudden change, the destruction of something that was never meant to last, the crumbling of false structures. What this is telling me is that the universe is initiating a Tower moment for this connection. Something is about to collapse or has already started collapsing that needed to fall apart. This could manifest in so many ways. Maybe this person is about to move away. Maybe they're about to exit your life suddenly through their own choices or through circumstances that are beyond your control. Maybe you're about to have a moment of clarity where you finally see this person for who they really are. And that clarity gives you the strength to walk away. The Tower is divine intervention. It's the universe saying, I'm going to remove this obstacle for you because you've suffered enough under its weight. Here's what I really want you to understand about the Tower in this reading. When the Tower shows up, it's destroying what's unstable so that you can build something solid and real in its place. This person, this connection, this dynamic has been built on shaky ground. Maybe it was built on manipulation, on guilt, on obligation, on old patterns that you inherited from your past. The Tower is coming through to demolish all of that so you can be free. I know change can feel uncomfortable, especially for you, as a Taurus, because you like things to be stable and predictable. But this is the kind of change that's going to bring you relief. This is the kind of destruction that clears the path for your peace. You might feel some grief or some shock when this happens, and that's completely normal. Even when something wasn't good for us, we can still feel loss when it ends. But trust that what's falling away is making room for so much better. The universe doesn't remove things from your life to leave you empty. It removes things to create space for what you actually deserve. The third card coming through is the Six of Wands. And Taurus, this is beautiful. The Six of Wands is victory. It's success. It's recognition. It's you standing tall and being celebrated for who you are. After everything you've been through with this person, after all the stress and the confusion and the depletion, You're about to step into a phase where you feel like yourself again. You're going to feel confident again. You're going to feel proud of yourself again. What I love about the Six of Wands showing up here is that it's telling me you're not just going to survive this situation, you're going to thrive after it. You're going to look back and realize how much stronger you became through this experience. You're going to see how much you learned about your boundaries, about your worth, about what you will and won't accept in your life. And that growth is going to propel you forward into opportunities and connections that actually honor you. The Six of Wands is also about public recognition or acknowledgement. So I'm seeing that other people in your life are going to notice this shift in you. They're going to see you glowing again. They're going to see you standing in your power. Some of them might even say things like, "You seem so much lighter," or "I can tell something's changed in a good way." This is because when you remove toxic energy from your field, your whole vibration changes. You become magnetic in a different way. You start attracting people and situations that match your true essence instead of attracting drama and chaos. I also want to mention that the Six of Wands can represent success in your personal goals or projects. So as this person exits your life and you reclaim your energy, you might find that things you've been working on start to flow more easily. Maybe you've been trying to achieve something or build something and it's felt like you're pushing a boulder uphill. Once this draining energy is gone, you're going to feel that forward momentum return. You're going to feel inspired again. You're going to feel capable again. And you're going to start seeing real, tangible results from your efforts. Let me pull another card because I want to see more about who this person is and why. They've been in your energy. I'm getting the Three of Swords, and this confirms so much of what I've been feeling. The Three of Swords is heartbreak. It's pain. It's sorrow. It's betrayal. This person has caused you genuine heartbreak, Taurus. Whether this was a romantic connection, a friendship, a family member, or even a work relationship, they hurt you. They caused you emotional pain that cut deep. What's interesting about the Three of Swords is that it often represents situations where we feel betrayed or disappointed by someone we trusted or cared about. So this wasn't just a random person who was annoying. This was someone you let into your inner world. This was someone you were vulnerable with, someone you might have loved or cared for deeply, and they didn't honor that. They took your trust and they misused it. They took your kindness and they exploited it. They took your open heart and they wounded it. I'm seeing with the Three of Swords that there may have been lies involved. There may have been deceit or things happening behind your back that you didn't know about. Or maybe this person was just emotionally unavailable or unable to meet you with the same level of care and honesty that you brought to the table. Whatever the specifics are, the result was pain. The result was you feeling like you gave so much and got hurt in return. Asterisk, the spiritual stress that comes from the Three of Swords is profound, because it's not just surface-level disappointment. It's the kind of pain that makes you question yourself. It makes you wonder if you're too trusting, if you're too generous, if there's something wrong with you for caring so much. And I need you to hear this, Taurus. There is nothing wrong with you for having a big heart. There is nothing wrong with you for being loyal and loving and willing to show up for people. The problem was never you. The problem was that this person wasn't capable of receiving your energy in a healthy way or reciprocating it with the same integrity. The Three of Swords is also telling me that you've been processing a lot of grief around this situation. You might have been crying more than usual. You might have been feeling heavy or sad in ways that are hard to explain to other people. You might have been replaying conversations or moments in your mind, trying to understand where things went wrong or what you could have done differently. And I want you to release that pattern. You didn't do anything wrong. You were being yourself. And the right people will always appreciate and cherish that about you. The fifth card I pulled is the Queen of Wands. And Taurus, this is you. This is who you're becoming as you move through this situation and reclaim your power. The Queen of Wands is confident, magnetic, creative, passionate, and fiercely independent. She knows her worth. She doesn't dim her light for anyone. She doesn't tolerate disrespect or energy vampires. She stands in her sovereignty and she radiates warmth and strength. This card is telling me that you're stepping into a version of yourself that is so much more aligned with your truth. You're shedding the people-pleasing tendencies. You're releasing the need to make everyone else comfortable at the expense of your own peace. You're learning to say no without guilt. You're learning to protect your energy without apologizing. And this transformation is powerful. The Queen of Wands is also deeply creative and expressive, so I'm seeing that as you move forward from this situation, you're going to reconnect with parts of yourself that maybe got buried or neglected. Maybe you used to love doing something creative and you stopped because you were too drained or too stressed. Maybe you had dreams or goals that you put on hold because this person's chaos was taking up all your bandwidth. The Queen of Wands is telling me those things are coming back. You're going to feel inspired again. You're going to feel that spark of passion reignite. What I really love about the Queen of Wands for you, Taurus, is that she's a fire sign energy, which is very different from your earth sign nature. But she's teaching you how to integrate more of that dynamic, assertive, bold energy into your being. You're naturally steady and grounded, which is beautiful. But sometimes you can get stuck in patterns of enduring things that you shouldn't have to endure. The Queen of Wands is teaching you how to be fierce when you need to be. She's teaching you how to walk away from what doesn't serve you without looking back. She's teaching you that your loyalty should be reserved for people who earn it, not given freely to everyone regardless of how they treat you. This Queen energy is also magnetic in relationships. So as you embody more of this confident, self-assured energy, you're going to start attracting much better connections, people who are emotionally mature, people who communicate with respect, people who add to your life instead of draining from it. The universe is clearing out the old to make room for these new, aligned connections. The final card I'm pulling for you is the Seven of Pentacles, and this one is really beautiful for you as a Taurus because Pentacles is your suit. This is your element. The Seven of Pentacles is about patience, long-term investment, and waiting for your harvest. What this is telling me is that you've been planting seeds for a long time. You've been working on yourself, growing, healing, learning, and even though it might have felt like nothing was happening or like you were stuck in the same painful cycles, you were actually making so much progress beneath the surface. The Seven of Pentacles is that moment where you step back and you look at what you've cultivated, and you realize it's all been worth it. You're about to see the fruits of all that inner work. You're about to see the results of all those times you chose to stay true to yourself even when it would have been easier to compromise. You're about to see the payoff of all those moments you chose healing over staying stuck. This card is also telling me to trust the timing of your life. I know it might feel like this situation with this person has gone on for too long, like the universe should have intervened sooner, but everything happens in divine timing. You needed to go through what you went through to learn what you needed to learn. You needed to experience this level of depletion to truly understand the value of your peace. You needed to feel this kind of spiritual stress to recognize what you will never tolerate again. The Seven of Pentacles is encouraging you to be patient with yourself as you move through this transition. The removal of this person from your energy is happening, but it might not happen overnight. There might be a period where you're still processing, still grieving, still adjusting to the new reality. And that's okay. Healing isn't linear. Growth isn't instant, but you are moving forward. You are making progress. And every day that you choose yourself, every day that you honor your boundaries, every day that you protect your peace, you're building a stronger foundation for your future. I'm also seeing with the Seven of Pentacles that there's an element of reevaluation happening for you. You're looking at all areas of your life and asking yourself what's actually working and what needs to change. You're getting clear on what you want to invest your time and energy into going forward. And this clarity is going to serve you so well. You're not going to waste your energy on people or situations that don't align with your values anymore. You're going to be much more discerning, much more intentional, much more protective of what you're building. So Taurus, here's what I want you to take away from this reading. The woman or the person who has been causing you years of spiritual stress is being removed from your energy. The universe is orchestrating this removal through the Tower energy, through sudden change and divine intervention. You don't have to force it. You don't have to fight for it. You just have to trust that it's happening. And as this person exits, you're going to step into your Queen of Wands energy. You're going to reclaim your confidence, your passion, your power. You're going to experience the Six of Wands victory and recognition for everything you've overcome. And you're going to see the Seven of Pentacles harvest of all the inner work you've been doing. The pain of the Three of Swords is real, and I honor that. But it's not the end of your story. It's the catalyst for your transformation. Every person who hurts us teaches us something valuable about ourselves, about our boundaries, about what we deserve. This person taught you what you will never accept again. And that lesson is priceless. Trust yourself, Taurus. Trust that you're being guided. Trust that better is coming. And most importantly, trust that you deserve peace. You deserve respect, and you deserve connections that nourish your soul instead of depleting it. The universe has your back. And this chapter is closing, so a much better one can begin. Drop a comment if this resonated with you. I'm sending you so much love and so much healing energy. You've got this.